Hey, how you doing? Wednesday, June 30th, last day of June. Seems like, what happened to May? Do you ever get that way wondering, okay, how did we get this far so quick? We are halfway through the year, and seems like 2021 just started yesterday. But anyway, my name is Mike. This is the FBTV video podcast, obviously. If you are listening, you can find us on your favorite podcasting app. This video is in the FBTV Insider for our clients only, as well as it is making an appearance on YouTube. So we're going to start posting these up on YouTube as well. We start out every podcast. If you got questions, comments, like to leave a message or whatever, feel free to do so. You can use our website at freightbrokertv.com, or you can even email me direct, fbtv@freightbrokertv.com. I'm your host for these FBTV podcasts. I am also the lead consultant for TALTOA. If you're not familiar with TALTOA, well, if you're thinking about becoming a freight broker, getting into the transportation industry, getting started as a freight broker agent, yeah, I'd highly recommend check out TALTOA, TALTOA.com. We have, over the years, and I'm talking many years, going back into the 90s, we've helped a lot of people start their careers as a freight broker, go on to a lot of success. We like to be able to help you as well. All right, we got a lot of things going on here, and somehow the printing got messed up on our cheat sheets, what we use. If you're looking at the video, you see me holding them up, but the printing got off, and so we got a little bit on this page. It's supposed to be on one page. Nuts. What's going on in the world today? Well, diesel's up, but fuel is up, period. Diesel or gasoline. We sort of expected that. I mean, we're going into the 4th of July weekend. Of course it's going to go up. I mean, oil companies are doing everything they can to make back the money they lost last year. And if you're not aware of that, or if you can't see it, well, take off the blindfold, because, it is what it is. It's what we come to expect anymore. A long time ago, people figured out, back in the 70s, people figured out, if we yell shortage, we can charge a lot of money. And, here we are. Diesel up to $3.30 a gallon, up from $3.28 last week. $3.09 for gasoline, up from $3.06 last week. But hey, it's holiday. You got to expect that, right? Anytime a holiday comes around, especially in the summer months. I used to have a boat that I used to keep on the lake. Well, it wasn't a big fancy job, but it was nice. A little cuddy cabin, bayliner, small. But it was fun to go out and sleep on it. I didn't want to trailer it all the time because it was a pretty big boat. So I put it in a marina up at a lake near here. And in the beginning, I take my own fuel down. I get gasoline at the, Easy Mart or whatever. Take it down in my boat, fill it up. And then the marina kind of got ticked off about that and told me I couldn't do it anymore. Wanted me to buy that $5 a gallon marina fuel. I understand they got to charge a lot for it. I get it. Especially the marina I was in, the fuel truck, the tanker had to park. They couldn't come right down to the marina. They had to run a hose all the way down. It was nuts. But anyway, I'm sure they ran everything up. Okay, topic of the day. We're going to be talking about load boards, load and truck postings. If you're one of my clients and you've made it to part 4 of the training when we're talking about finding trucks and such, you probably have a pretty good idea where I'm headed with this. If not, well, it doesn't matter if you're a trucking company or even a broker. And I can't believe brokers do this, but we'll be talking about that later today. All right, Class 8 trucks, big trucks. Well, believe it or not, last month, May, brought an all-time high price for used big trucks. The average sales price for a used Class 8 vehicle sold in May set the all-time record, jumping ahead of April's claim to that title because, it wasn't that long ago we were talking about April had the record, but now it's May. The trend for people buying used trucks is up. Huge demand. And as such, here we go, supply and demand, shortage. Anyway, the demand for the used trucks outpacing the availability. In April, the average price of a used truck, Class 8, $57,371. Last month, $58,652. I remember back when I had a small fleet, I bought a used truck for $35,000. I thought I was paying way too much. Times they are changing. Okay, here's something. Here's a no-brainer. One of those Arsenio Hall things, make you sit back and go, NHTSA orders automated vehicle makers to report crashes. Just now? You would think, hey, okay, you're putting an automated vehicle on the road. Okay, you're going to have to report all your crashes. You think that would have been done from the get-go. But the NHTSA was reluctant to issue any regulations of new technology for fear of hampering adoption of the potentially life-saving systems. So it's okay to hurt, maim, kill somebody while you're testing it. But now we want to know about it. Anyway, NHTSA has ordered automated vehicle makers to report crashes involving fully autonomous vehicles or partially automated driver assist systems. I don't know. To me, this is the dumbest thing I can't, well, it is what it is. And when they start talking about autonomous trucks, again, I was talking to somebody about automatic transmissions the other day. One of my clients came out of a big truck. I'm old school. I want the clutch. I want the transmission. I want the manual stick. Keep the automatic stuff. My client that brought up a good point. The only time that automatic's good for is if you're in California in a traffic jam, so your leg don't go wobbly on you, the left leg. You know what I'm talking about. That, pushing in that clutch, trying to hold it, the legs start wiggling on you. As soon as they brought that up, I felt it in my left leg. I remembered it. I remembered trying to keep that clutch in, or even on you're at a stoplight on a uphill grade, and lo and behold, whenever you end up like that in a big truck, the car behind you has no brains. They will pull right up on your DOT, and it's like, do you not get it? Anyway. All right, Nebraska got some things going on. Weigh stations deploy technology that can detect a semi's flat tire at 75 miles per hour. That's pretty nice. If you got an inside tire out or something like that, you're not aware of it. Yeah, this technology, be a help if it's used for that purpose. Nebraska State Patrol recently installed new technology that can detect a semi-truck's flat tire as the vehicle travels on the interstate. Kind of like Weigh in Motion, I would imagine. A few days ago, NSP, on June 25th anyway, 5 days ago, NSP announced the deployment of the new technology system designed to detect safety issues with commercial vehicles traveling on I-80 near the Waverly and North Platte weigh stations. According to the NSP, the new system includes technology embedded in the pavement of I-80 that detects a flat tire on a commercial vehicle. Of course, while the vehicle is moving at interstate speeds. The system then flags that vehicle and requires the driver to exit at the weigh station for the flat tire to be addressed. And we kind of know what the address is going to be. Here's our list of repair shops you can use. You can use, Uncle Jeff. You can use Cousin Bob's. I'm kidding, sort of. Also included with the technology upgrades is a camera system, of course, a camera that can read license plates of commercial vehicles, as well as the DOT numbers of each vehicle before the vehicle reaches the weigh station. So, in essence, the system can then check for safety issues associated with the truck or company. Now, I kind of thought they already had that in some places, but maybe not. I guess when you pulled in the weigh station, they could pop it up on the computer, see what kind of... but isn't that what Pre-Pass did too? Or, yeah, Pre-Pass, Pike Pass? Pre-Pass, wasn't it? Pike Pass for the tolls. I need to get out more. All right, here's something that totally blows me away. I mean, it just totally blows me away, as if anything could really blow anybody away anymore in these day and times. The governor up in Connecticut signs the truck miles tax into law. Okay, I get it. States need money. And they pretty much go after trucks, cigarettes, or booze. You know, they go after trucks because most of the trucking companies that are paying the tax or the extra money in that state aren't from that state, so they aren't a voter. Same thing with cigarettes and booze. You know, a majority of the voters aren't going to be affected by that tax increase because, well, they don't smoke and they don't drink a lot, they say. But anyway, Governor Ned Lamont signed into law a provision that will saddle the trucking industry with the tax for miles driven within the state as a means of generating revenue for infrastructure. That's the new word today, infrastructure. Whenever they want to raise taxes on highways or roads or gas or anything, we need it for the infrastructure. I think if you went back to the original plans for infrastructure, there was plans in the infrastructure plans that spelled out, okay, this is how we're going to pay for it. And I may be talking through other extremities of my body right now, but it seems to me like the governments and the states and stuff like that, well, we can use money out of that because, look, it's got such a surplus, we're never going to have to fix it, and then it's empty, and now they got to find money again. Then they got money for all this other stuff. Then you got the electric vehicles coming up, and everybody's freaking out. Okay, what are we doing? What are we doing? How are we going to get our money? Because people are going to be driving electric cars. They're not putting gas. We're not going to get tax from the gasoline or the diesel or the oil. What do we do? And so it's nuts. It's nuts. These politicians. Well, it is what it is, right? Anyway, old Ned signed a law going to saddle the trucking industry for a tax for miles driven within the state, like I said, of a means of generating revenue. Back a few days ago, Ned signed HB 6688 into law after it was approved by the Connecticut General Assembly earlier this month, June. The reports say the tax is expected to generate an estimated $90 million in revenue for infrastructure funding per year by implementing a costly highway use tax on truckers only. Truckers only. Fees would range from 2.5 cents per mile for vehicles weighing 26 to 28,000 pounds, or up to 17.5 cents per mile for trucks weighing over 80,000 miles. So if you go 100 miles, it's going to be an extra $17.50. I guess they figured out trucks aren't buying fuel in that state or whatever. So they got to figure out another way to get it. Tax is going to go into effect on January 1st, 2023, unless somebody does something. If you're hauling milk, well, I should say dairy trucks, going to be exempt from the tax under some circumstances. And I'm sure those circumstances are if you are a company that is housed in Connecticut. If you're based outside of Connecticut, nope, pay the tax. Shortly after the Connecticut General Assembly approved the bill, Lamont responded to outcry from the trucking industry, OIDA, ATA, everybody's yelling about this. But anyway, old Ned, he came up, he wanted to make everything right, set everything straight. Hey, look, you're expecting to come out, hey, look, we understand, but, it's what we had to do, something like that, okay. Kind of explain. Look, explain. Our infrastructure is going to heck, man. Roads are falling apart. Bridges. I mean, you saw that bridge down in Arkansas. We've got things to do here. We need your help. You guys are the ones that are the heaviest, so therefore, explain it. Explain it, Ned, explain it. But anyway, he decided not to do it that way, because, well, it is what it is, People are who they are anymore, and anymore people in government, they're going to ignore people that aren't in government because their way is the right way, period. Anyway, ATA and OIDA, the trucking industry encouraging drivers to avoid Connecticut. But he responded to them. Hey, look, you can avoid this. You can go around Connecticut. It's not that big of a state. Don't worry about it. Just go around it. Don't pay the tax. Anyway, trucking lobbies threatening to have drivers go around Connecticut because of the highway users fee. This is Ned's comment on Twitter. Okay, this is right from it's there. Go look. He says the trucking lobby is threatening to have drivers go around Connecticut because of the highway users fee. That's fine. We'll have less air pollution, safer and better quality roads, and less people with asthma. Looks like the highway user fee is already working. You just can't fix stupid. I mean, seriously. This guy's the governor of the state of Connecticut, and he's giving a finger to the trucking industry. I mean, seriously, that's about what it is. That is, the guy has no, obviously, look, I'm not the smartest cookie in the box, not the brightest bulb on the light tree, that kind of thing. But that food in your grocery store, trucks, stuff that goes into Walmart, Costco, Family Dollar, Dollar General, trucks. You hungry? Trucks. Somewhere I read a thing a while back about pretty much any major metropolitan area has about 72 hours of supplies. After 72 hours, if a truck don't show up, people start getting hungry. Ned should be thinking about this, don't you think? I mean, that is just a lame. That's fine. We don't need them. We have less air pollution. Give me a break. Safer and better quality roads. Except you needed trucks to build them. Less people with asthma. Where did that come from? And looks like the highway user fee is already working. I'm sorry. What are you going to do? And we wonder why this country is in the mess it's in. It's because of leaders like this, and there's a lot of them. Don't have to name names. You probably already know who they are. Anyway, get me on my horse. All right, let's go back to topic of the day. Topic of the day, if you are a broker, a trucking company, broker agent, you use load boards. You're obviously looking for trucks, maybe looking for loads, depending on if you're a broker or trucking company. Either way, you find a truck you want to call or a load you want to call about, and you look over to the contact column, and instead of having a phone number, it's got an email. My clients, when we get to the training area or session about using load boards, the way I train my clients, if somebody's got an email address in there for a contact, skip them. Don't waste your time. You do not have time to be composing an email about your load and sending it to a carrier that has an email address. By the time it would take you to compose that email and send it, you could have called 10 other trucks about your load. And maybe, just maybe, you would have found a truck that would have said, yeah, we'll do that. We'll take that load. But since you wasted all that time putting together an email to send to that carrier who's probably not going to respond anyway, by the time you call that truck that would have taken your load has already found a load. This, when you're looking for a truck or a load, seconds. You don't have time to be sending emails. So you people using emails as contact information, just stop it. You're hurting yourself. You are, I see this on the truck postings all the time, and I get it a little bit, but what really irks me is when I see a broker doing it. That's right. Make it hard on trucking companies to call you and take a load from you. Make them have to work for your load. I really don't get that. But trucking companies, I see this happening a lot. And I if you investigate a little bit, you see what's going on. They may have several dispatchers, but they want to pay for more than one load board. So what they do, they put an email address up there and want you to click on the comments, or whatever. So you can see that they're saying, hey, you can call us at, and they got a phone number down there where the phone number should be in the contact. Bottom line. Okay. Yeah, and some of these guys, I'm sure a lot of these people that post that email, they probably go out here and talk bad about these load boards. Yeah, that load board don't do anything for me. I got my truck posted up there and my load posted up there all the time. Nobody contacts me. I'm paying all that money. It's not worth it. That load, no. Basically, trucking companies and brokers are seeing a contact information as an email address, and they're thinking, you're not worth it. That's what's going on. Put a phone number up there. You may think, well, I put the phone number down here, and the broker, the trucking company can click and get my phone number out of that comment. We don't have time. This, if it takes you 5 minutes to decide which truck or broker you're going to call about a load, that's 5 minutes. Every other broker or trucking company had to call to find out information about the load or the truck. See what I mean? It's quick. That's why when a broker calls a trucking company and the trucking company says, no, we can't do that, it's thanks, click, onto the next truck. Same, you do it to trucking companies. You call a broker, hey, is that load available? No. Or it doesn't meet your criteria. It's, well, no, thanks, click. You move on to the next broker. You're trying to find a load for that truck. Come on, folks, put a phone number up there. Put a phone number up there. And while we're on the subject of telephones, if you're a broker or a trucking company, your dispatch should not have to go through a PBX. It should be a direct ring. Again, it comes back to the time thing. If you're using a phone system, you're thinking it's pretty neat. Hey, how you doing? Press 1 for, the load coordinator. Press 2 for human resources. Press 3 for dispatch or whatever. People don't have time to waste on that. Give it a direct line. Give it a direct line. If you're using a VoIP system, if you want to have different extensions or whatever, that's fine if you want to sound groovy and cool, but you should have a direct line to dispatch. That's be it, trucking company or broker. Because again, time is money. Money, money, money. Make it easy. Make it easy. Bottom line. All right, that's my little rant for the day. But seriously, think about that. And one other thing too, if you're a trucking company, the Z codes, if you're using DAT, the A codes, if you're using truck stop. Come on. Don't put every destination code up there. Put anywhere. Somebody sees Z1, Z2, Z3, Z4, Z5, Z7, Z6, Z8. If you got every Z code up there, why? Put anywhere. Save yourself some time. It means the same thing. All right, what else? I-94 Detroit. Hey, if you're up in that part of the world, Detroit and Dearborn, man, it's been wet up there. You're getting Arkansas waters up there. Usually that's what happens here, but it's June. Since last Thursday, Detroit area has been hit hard with rain. In a tweet the other day, Detroit Mayor Mike Dugan said the city received more rain in one day over the weekend than it usually gets in 2 months. Most of it came in within a 5-hour period. Crazy, man. Consequently, flooding has been a major issue the past few days. Matter of fact, if you're up in Detroit listening to this podcast, check to make sure the roads are open. Flooding's a terrible thing. We went through, I think, our second 100-year flood in the last decade, a couple of years ago, here where I'm at. Man, mess. We are still recovering from that. So I feel for you. Weather forecasts reveal that Detroit might get some relief here in the next couple of days. So I'm talking about sunshine and no rain. I don't know how bad it is up there. I haven't seen pictures or anything, but, quits raining. That doesn't mean the water goes away immediately. It's got to go somewhere. So where's it going to go? All right, what else? Spot rates. We talked about those last week. They've changed a little bit since we talked about them last time. Average spot rates. Wait a minute, I got to find them. Where'd they go? There they are. All right, drive-in. April, $259, May, $267. That's not changing, obviously. But for June, it's up to $267, the average spot rate. Flatbed, average so far this month, $315. Reefer, $309. So, there you are. Okay, some stuff you might have missed. Yeah, we primarily talk about transportation stuff, but some things are just worth talking about. Oh, here's something. It's kind of transportation related. Hey, if you're a broker or a trucking company, you've been trying to think of a new commodity to haul. Toothpicks. Of course, I'm kidding. I wonder how many toothpicks you get on 53-foot drive-in? But anyway, 90% of the U.S. supply of toothpicks, where do you think they come out of? Where do you think? Maine. How about that? NCAA indicated that it would allow college athletes in all 50 states to make money from their name, image, and likeness as soon as tomorrow without forfeiting their eligibility. That's I don't know. I'm all for kids making money. It's trying to be just a school making money off the kid, but you got to take into consideration too. They're getting a free ride, college education. Now, granted, doesn't mean what it used to. 4-year party, mostly. $400,000 later, whatever. Now, this is in London. I'm assuming London, across the pond. A woman is going public over there and complaining about the pumps at a gas station. Not just a gas station, all gas stations, I guess I should say. She says they're sexist. They're sexist because they're made more for a man's hand. And they hurt her tiny hands. Yeah, I'm sure there's some lady truck drivers out there that feel the same way about having to fuel up their trucks. Those things, those diesel pumps are humongous, But, there are guys out there too, man. They're same thing. Man, those, hey, I remember, I'm not a totally tiny guy, but man, when I was working, sometimes you got to manhandle that. You got to use both hands. Sometimes get your feet involved. So shut up, or you're sick of hearing this stuff. You make the pump smaller, it's going to take longer to fill up the truck, fill up the car, whatever it might be. All right, so you wake up one morning, like a lot of people do. You get your cup of coffee, sit down at your computer, you open it up, you log into your bank account, see what kind of balance you have today. And you see that $50 billion has been deposited into your bank account. Just thinking about that would make my heart flutter, I just freak out. I think everybody would. A guy in Baton Rouge, Darren James, he was a little more than surprised because that actually happened to him the other day. And nutty deal, he called the bank. He's an honest guy. Hey, you guys put $50 billion with a B into my account. Thanks, but what do I do? Well, they straightened it out. It took them about 3 or 4 days. They were in no hurry to take that $50 billion back, but they finally did. I thought, geez. 4 days to fix their mistake. Wonder what bank it was. It's just out, I've asked people that day, what would you do? What would you do? And a lot of people says they keep it. Well, if you're in the States, it's illegal. If somebody puts money, if money is deposited in your account and it's not yours, you're not allowed to keep it. If you spend it, you could go to prison. Okay, my bank made a mistake and put $50 billion in my account. I can't spend it. I'll go to jail. They get off scot-free. They can take their sweet time about moving it out of my account. But let me write one check that is $1 overdrawn, and look at the heck I'm going to have to pay. That bank's going to get me coming and going. Welcome to the USA. All right, that's going to wrap it up for this week's podcast. Again, if you've got a question, you want to contact us, comments, you can go to our website. We have a lot of information and videos on our website. FreightBrokerTV.com. You can email me direct, FBTV@FreightBrokerTV.com. But anyway, it's Wednesday. Go have a good Wednesday. Unless you've made other plans, I will talk to you soon.